Hey everyone, here's the second part of my kind of new collection acquisitions video. I was thinking I could get all this in one video, but the full file for the first part was basically about an hour long, so hopefully I can get that cut down when I edit it. But anyways, so these are basically all the machines that I'm going to be looking at right now. Kind of organized in the order I got them, but we will start with this Miele Swing H1 Quickstep. Was a vacuum I got off Macquarie, and I kind of got burned on this one. Had some kind of big issues that the seller didn't disclose, and I wasn't really familiar enough with these vacuums to realize that it had these issues before I approved the sale. But anyways, so these are the stick vacs that Miele's been making. They made them in between I think the predecessor to this might have been the S134 electronic. Could be wrong. I'm not an expert on 80s Miele's because I don't know if very many of those are sold in the US. But I mean, it looks pretty similar to this one. Anyways, so this is a Chinese-made Miele because Miele basically makes their old models in China. For a while they were making the S251 there. It's kind of like a budget line. Right now they're making the S4 there, which is now called the Compact C1. But let me show you some specific stuff about this machine and why I kind of got burned on it. So you'll notice that this little latch here, it's kind of broken off, which means I can't take the handle off, or the wand handle, whatever. They're kind of the same thing on this vacuum because you can put the wand on this end of the vacuum as well. Anyways, so that's gone, and how am I going to show this? The bag dock is also kind of messed up. Well, not the bag dock. So these vacuums are supposed to have a little, what do you call it? Like a little flap that goes in right about here that keeps dust from falling out, because this is a very old school stick vac design. It's a bit like this whole Featherlight. Yeah, I think oh man, I can't remember. But basically, if the flap's missing, then the, whatever you call it, if the flap's missing, then dirt's going to fall out when you're done vacuuming. So it's obviously not ideal, and I didn't catch that when I received the vacuum. So I took it to a Miele dealer for the first time in my life. Usually I do all my vacuum repairs myself, but because Miele controls their part availability so tightly, there wasn't really anything I could do. So I took it to them, and they said that the part isn't even available anymore. Now, whether that's a consequence of the supply chain issues that I've heard Miele is having, or they stopped making this machine a couple years ago, so they might just be out of parts. But anyways, so they couldn't get me a new flap or a new lower housing, which would have had the flap inside. So I basically just ended up getting some plumbing sealant, like a rubber gasket material, and oh man, it's kind of hard to hold the vacuum and film, but you can kind of see this flap here. I just scotch taped it on there, cut the gasket kind of to the size of the hole, and that's worked fine. But I don't know, I don't really use this vacuum that much because I don't like the weight distribution. I find just a regular canister, the simplicity, easier to use. But let's put that bag on there. This was actually my first Miele, but not really the best way to be introduced to the brand. Not that I really judge Miele for the state that this vacuum was in. But let's do a little clean test. I'm gonna make sure that the camera is properly set up. And I have the SBD 285, I think that's what it is, the All-Tech nozzle in the carpet position. But I'll do a before video little after this. I'll start on the low speed of the vacuum. Then we'll go to high speed. Alright, so that was the Miele